Happy New Year. This is the Conservative Pelican. Just wanted to come on here and talk to you about 2022 and where I'm headed, where the channel heading. First of all, I want to say thank you to my small but loyal base of subscribers. Have up to 53 of you. Thank you very much for that. This channel, we've it's evolved. Still talking about politics, but it is a little bit less. I will say some of that is based on the pandemic and not being able to have events and meetings, but that starting to ramp up a little bit again. So hopefully, we'll still cover the NCGOP state convention, and I hope to be going back to my county GOP meetings. That's been that's part of my New Year's resolutions. Get active again in the county Republican Party. That's a lot of it is just trying to get back on a consistent schedule and just being like, hey, I need to make sure that on my work schedule I request off for the second Monday of each month, and do that. And then another thing too is I need to make sure I don't get this lazy monster and decide, there's a meeting tonight, but I'm not going. I just, I'd rather take the easy way out, order some DoorDash, and watch rubbish on TV. Melrose Place and, Unsolved Mysteries episodes that I've already seen 17 times. Some of that is still good, but just need to cut back on that. We are doing a lot more food reviews. I really like to do the food reviews. I know there's already a bunch of other channels that do that, but I like to think I put my own personal spin on that. I'm getting a little bit more into pop culture things I like game shows and some Nickelodeon nostalgia here and there, 90s TV, that thing too. So I always like to say that, having politics as a base is good, but it's also good to go into other subjects too. So I'll be honest with you. 2021 was a shitty year for me. It just started the year out with just, obviously every year you start off with that hope springs eternal. And you just, I don't know, this last year was just, let me put it to you this way. I was supposed to be finishing up college right about now, but every time I started a class, I would be okay first week, maybe the second week. By the third week, I was just checked out. I just, just did not have the motivation. And it was just too easy. It became too easy and too routine for me to just, instead of working on homework, I'm, laying on my bed watching Hulu or Discovery, Disney Plus, whatever, just too much, ordering DoorDash too much, and just, but the Lord works in mysterious ways, and there were a couple moments last year that just really shook me up a little bit, which was kind of a good thing. I mean, truth be told, I had took too many days off from work where I would call in sick, but to be honest with you, these were more of I just don't feel like going to work today. They were not actual, sick days. They were more just, I don't feel like it. And honestly, I was this close to getting fired. I just got, there were just a couple times where And my boss came to me about 2 or 3 times and told me that don't, what's going on, just don't do this anymore, stop calling in. And there's one moment back, I believe it was just about 6 weeks ago, where I called out, and finally my boss said, the big boss has asked about your attendance. What's going on? I've saved you so many times, but Bobby, I just cannot save you anymore. You're gonna have to go in and talk to the big boss, and you should have something good to say. Give him a good reason to keep you around. Now, after that, I should have gone to the big boss, and I should have gotten fired. But what happened is the big boss never had a talk with me. But the good news is I started coming to work, and I went a good over a 2-month period, did not call out sick at all. Went 2 straight months, did not have an absence. And with the attendance policy, also there were some other absences that fell off. And the company I work for, we have this point system where if you get over a certain amount of points, then your head is on the chopping block. And my head was on the chopping block, but the big boss never pulled the knife. So fortunately, I think over the last couple months, I've definitely become a lot better employee. Showing up every day, also just doing a little bit better at my job. Trying to put the maximum effort, having better communication. That's always something I need to work on because I'm an introvert, believe it or not. Even though I like doing YouTube commentaries like this, I am definitely an introvert in real life out there. But my plan for 2022. Oh, well, the other thing that shook me up was that I had a situation with my landlord where my old landlord, where then I had to go, and it had nothing to do with not paying rent. It was a different situation. Don't want to get into it, but this was more so the landlord made a decision to it was month-to-month lease, decide not to renew my lease, and they reserve the right to do that. They didn't give you any reason, so there's some reasons I want to get into, but yeah, I had to look for another place, and boy, was that stressful. And it sort of goes into why, last year, starting off the school year in last spring, I should say, of 2021, it just got to be, taking classes, it just got to be, I just didn't make it a priority. And I said, okay, so I'm going to try again, spring 8 weeks went by, I tried again, and I said, okay, summer would roll around, I'm going to take one class. I almost got to about the halfway point, and then I got lazy. And then the thing happened again for summer 2. Fall 1, I had good intentions, but the problem was that I made a mistake of ordering textbooks from the university bookstore. It was right up, just the weekend before classes started, I ordered the books. Well, the semester started on Monday. When Monday turned Tuesday, turned Wednesday. Wednesday evening, I did not receive my books yet. This was electronic books too. So by then I was like, okay, I'm already behind, whatever. So there goes that. Fall 2 rolls around, and I start off okay first week. Second week rolls around, the landlord says you got to move within 30 days. That took the wind right out of my sails for that one. So, but I will say though, I have a 3-prong plan for 2022. First one is stay employed. Last year again, very close to being fired. But I've stepped up my game, and now I've been scared out of my wits, by upper management at the company I work for, that I need to do a lot better with my attendance. And that is something that unless I am really, really sick, like in bed, they're throwing up in the bathroom, diarrhea, sneezing every 5 seconds, unless I'm really sick or the roads are icy, then I need to come to work. I cannot have any more of these I don't feel like it kind of things. I just can't. No. I just need to put my big boy pants on and just go to work. Okay. Number 2 is finish my degree. Easier said than done, but obviously I'm glad this year's set up to where on January 5th, yeah, I think that's right, January 5th, I'm going to be going on vacation for about a couple weeks, okay? The good news is I'm going on vacation. The bad news, no, I'm not going to say bad news. The more good news is that online classes for college start on Monday, January the 10th. And the syllabus drops Friday evening, January 7th, okay? So being on vacation for 2 weeks I'll really be able to get a very good start to my classes. Whereas previously, I've had to start classes while I've been, working. This time I'll have a couple weeks to and be able to carry that momentum in. And also on vacation, I'll try to start looking at my work schedule, and really, that's another thing I gotta do. I'm terrible. I suck. I tell you, I suck at time management. Terrible time management. So that's something that I need to go through my work schedule, and I get my work schedule up to 3 weeks in advance. So I can look at my work schedule and say, okay, I have to get up and I'm the type of person that I do better when I do my college work before I go to my job, okay? It is very difficult for me to work at my job and then go home and go to and do college work. I need to put the college work first. I need to look at, what time I have to get up early and that sort of thing, and just try to set aside an hour or maybe 2 hours to begin the day with my college work. And guess what? If I have to go to school full time. So that means I got to take 2 classes, but each class is 8 weeks. But guess what? If I take 2 classes each semester, then this time next year, I'll be done with college, my bachelor's degree at least. Now, someday I might do my master's, but right now I just get the bachelor's and see what happens, right? So, this is just going to take, a year, or even less than a year if you factor in, a week off. I think there's, first week of January right now, and then a week off in August where I might take a trip go back home to Maryland for a few days, because I haven't been back home since my grandfather passed away in the summer of 2015. So look at doing that. But number 2, finish. So number 1 was stay employed. Number 2 is finish my degree. And it's also going to require me to look at, time management. But also look at, I don't need to be spending so much money on DoorDash. Don't need to be spending so much money on video streaming services, because I'm going to be spending more time in the books too. And just also need to really go into. I really need to open the Bible up and look at some verses in there that will help motivate me. Motivation to finish my degree. First, stay employed. Second, finish my degree. Third is get healthier. So the first two, obviously, be a better employee. Number two, be an active college student. And then number three is my health. The first two are obviously pretty big into mental health. The third one is more physical health. Yes, if you look at me, I have a little extra meat on my bones, okay? And that's something I need to change. I'm 35 years old, and if I don't address this soon, yeah, there's gonna be health problems starting to crop up, and it's gonna be expensive medical bills down the road if I don't change course. So what am I going to do about that? Well, the first thing is stop eating DoorDash so much, because that goes into my financial health, which I need to improve too. Look at improve my credit, join a credit union. I think there's another thing online I can do too with that. But the other side of the coin, if I'm not spending so much money on eating restaurant food, is eating healthier, and spend less money. The best way I can say with eating healthier is that I've done it before and I've had success. That is, I need to rejoin Weight Watchers, because, and I know you might laugh and say, because the program was originally designed for women, okay? But men can do the program too, okay, and lose weight. It works. The biggest thing is you just gotta, do your homework, track your points. But tracking your points is really easy, so just do that. And finally, and this one, it might be difficult, but I'm going to try my best, and that's exercise more. Now, I say it might be difficult. It's not so much in actually going out for a walk, or speed walk an hour a day or something like that. But right now with COVID going on is my county, the county that I live in, Guilford County, North Carolina, city of Greensboro. Back in November, they got rid of the mask mandate. Yay! But then, of course, in comes in this Omicron variant. It's like, boo. Right, it looks like, reading the tea leaves, we're probably going to get the mask mandate again, starting on January 13th. I hope and pray, knock on wood, that does not happen. But I think it's pretty likely that we're going to go back to the mask mandate. What does that mean? Well, it means that I want to go to the gym, okay? But I cannot wear a mask and walk on the treadmill. I just cannot do it. That's the way. And I don't recommend anybody else exercising while wearing a mask, because when you exercise and you're going all out, and you need to have, be able to breathe freely when you work out. You really do. You need to be able to have those moments where you're just giving it all you got, okay? Right? Because if you're not pushing yourself when you exercise, what the hell's the point of exercise then? And if you got to restrict your airflow while you're exercising, yeah, that can be a problem. And also winter right now. I mean, we've had a really good above normal, warmer than average December here in Greensboro. It's a good thing. Maybe it'll continue, knock on wood, in January and February, but I doubt it. It gets a little chilly here in January and February, and if I go outside to work out, if it's less than 50 degrees outside, forget about it. Okay, so that's why I really, I would like to still be able to go to the gym, but if the mask mandate gets back again, then there goes that. Another thing I want to try to do more is bowling. Bowling, good, again, like going to the gym, good indoor exercise. But again, if the mask mandate comes back on January 13th, there goes that too. So, but the good news about getting healthier is that at least if I'm doing Weight Watchers, I will have that. At least I'll be able to eat healthier and have the eating right, the diet, lifestyle change part of that. The eating right part correct. Either the eating right. Well, the exercise, by March, April, I'll be able to go outside a lot more and exercise if the mask mandate, God forbid, is still in effect by then, or this horseshit COVID mess is still here. It's like, why is it still here? I mean, seriously, I was going to do a separate video on COVID, but I'll go ahead and do it now. We've been saying all along, we need to slow the spread, right, of COVID. Well, wait a minute. Maybe, here it is almost 2 years later, and this darn shit is still here with us. So maybe, here's an idea. You ready for this? Ready? Are you sure? This is very, very important stuff here, I'm going to say. Maybe, get ready for this, maybe instead of slowing the spread of COVID, we need to quicken the spread. Yeah, maybe we need to do that. Because guess now, I know, especially if you're a liberal or if you're working in a hospital, you say, but we can't overwhelm the hospitals. Okay, but guess what? Every day, or at least 5 days a week, from 7 in the morning until 9 in the morning, and then from 3 in the afternoon until 7 in the afternoon, guess what we overwhelm every single day? Our roads and highways. It's called rush hour. We overwhelm them every day for several hours. Guess what? Nobody says anything about overwhelming the roads or highways. We just accept it and we deal with it. In some cities, they've dealt with it better than others. Greensboro, North Carolina has been consistently ranked as one of the least congested cities in the country over the last 10 years. We usually finish in the top 5 least congested, while Atlanta, New York, LA, smaller cities like Baton Rouge, Wilmington, North Carolina, those are usually consistently the most congested cities. And yet nobody says we need to restrict the number of cars on the roadways. Yeah. If your last name begins with A through C, you can only drive from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You also cannot drive on Thursday or Fridays. You can just drive those on other days. No, nobody does that. Okay? So why, if we overwhelm the hospitals, we overwhelm the hospitals. But I'll tell you, most of the time when people get COVID, what do? They go to the drugstore, they get, over-the-counter medicines, they go home, they rest, they watch whatever TV they want, eat chicken soup, Campbell's, maybe Chick-fil-A, who knows, but most of the time they feel like crap for 2 or 3 days, but guess what? They rest up, they get over it, And another thing too, let's look at but what if we overwhelm the funeral homes? Well, now the rate of death on this COVID is just less than half of 1%. Okay, so I mean, if you're really, really concerned about dying from COVID, or even, getting COVID, then we also have the vaccines available too, if that's your preference. So yeah, we need to quicken the spread of COVID, because guess what? The quicker the COVID goes through the population, we get rid of it. Okay, and let me again give you another example with weather. Would you rather it rain would you rather have it pour for an hour, or would you rather have it rain moderate? Would you rather pour rain for an hour, or would you rather would you rather have it rain more moderately for 24 hours straight? You have a hot date going to an amusement park on this particular day when it's supposed to rain. Would you rather it rain for an hour, or would you rather it rain for 24 hours straight, ruining your whole day? Exactly. You would want it to rain for an hour rather than a whole day. So would we rather, get COVID at its worst and let it work through everybody? Okay. Quicken the spread. The quicker COVID goes through, the quicker we go back to normal. Or would we rather continue this horse shit piecemeal stuff where we just, we have to wear masks, we have to shut all the events down, the kids got to go back to virtual learning, and just all this poppycock, and just, shut the economy down, except for the grocery stores, because people still need to eat. But even, shut the theaters down, shut the amusement parks down, shut the concert halls down, shut everything down. Right. So, anyway, I've gone on way too long here. But yeah, my plan for 2022, stay employed, finish school, and get healthier. And hopefully this time next year, I'll say, guess what, y'all? I did it. And also, I look a little bit healthier too, a little bit skinnier. And another thing too is maybe, and this was also another situation that kind of shook me up, was last summer I decided to join Match.com. and decided to say, you know what, I've been sort of trying this approach for the last few years where I'm going to meet somebody out of the blue and we're going to date and get married and live forever, happily ever after. But then it just says 35 years old, and I'm like, I think it's time I need to go do online dating. So I joined Match.com. Guess how many people I date? One. We go on 4 dates, and then she says, I just want to be friends. So I say, okay, fine. And just we go about separate ways. But guess how many people actually messaged me back? One person. And I sent a bunch of messages, probably 100 messages. One person messaged me back. And I used to think that I did Plenty of Fish maybe 10 years ago. That's a free dating service. And I thought, okay, maybe the problem is I need to join a paid dating service, because maybe then people are actually serious about dating people. But unfortunately, Match.com, I also did Christian Mingle a few years ago. I also dated one person for like 4 dates, and that was that. But yeah, it doesn't matter with these online paid, unpaid. It's like women. It's like everything is all about physical attraction. And look, I think I'm a pretty cute guy, but yeah, I'm a little on the fat fat side, chubby side. Yeah, I need to lose weight, and unfortunately, our society is just so much about physical appearance. And the reaction I get from women on the online dating site is like, if you're not somebody I'm gonna fuck, then, I'm not gonna go on even one date with you, or I'm not even gonna, return your message. Screw you, if you're not somebody who I can get in my dreams, be able to fuck, then I'm not gonna, excuse my language, but I need it to be real for a second, you know what I mean? Not to say I'm real other times, I really be real hardcore there, so. But unfortunately, it seems like with online dating, you can have the world's greatest profile. You can have, in other words, you can have the world's greatest message, the world's greatest paragraph or story, written piece on your profile. But if your profile picture, if a lady goes on your profile and she looks at you and she's like, you're not fuckable, then you got no chance. I mean, I hate to say it, but truth hurts sometimes. Yeah, it hurt me when I was like, why is nobody responding back to messages? I've got blocked by a couple women, and the message was just like, there's one gal, she says, I enjoy watching Disney Plus. I message her back and say, hey, so-and-so, what is your favorite show on Disney Plus? Mine is Even Stevens, and I think I said Boy Meets World or something like that. And next thing I know, she blocks me. So, it's like everything has to be all about the appearance, But why does it have to be that way? Because after all, like, especially if you're a Christian, and all the women that I've had an interest in online dating, they all say on their profile they're Christian. So why is it, if you claim you're a Christian, then why are you so about physical beauty? Because if you're a Christian, you should believe that you're going to date somebody, okay? And hopefully you get to know them, you hit it off, and eventually you hopefully marry them, okay? And hopefully your marriage is one that lasts for decades and decades. And eventually, if you fall in love with somebody based on their appearance, based only on their appearance, I mean, 10, 20 years from now, they're going to look different. So why is it when you're on an online dating service that if the person is not somebody who you would, want to sleep with, why does it have to be all about physical attraction? I mean, because isn't the phrase that we learned like back when we're 5 years old, right? Why as adults have we lost sight of the fact that beauty is only skin deep? And also, another one, beauty is only temporary. Bodies change, faces change, appearances change. Why do so many women just have this attitude that if you don't, if I'm not sexually attracted to you, if I'm not, lusting after you, or if you're not somebody who I'm gonna want to fuck, then but no. Yeah, well, he's ugly. I'm not gonna go on a date with him. I don't care if we have so many things in common. Screw him, I just. So maybe number 4 on the list is in 2020, well, for 2023, go ahead and get a head start on that, is try online dating again, and I'll be, lose a little weight, and, women will think, well, he's fuckable, so I'll go on a date with him. But No, as far as having sex, let me put it to you this way, and I'll close with this. I hope I'll close with this, but as far as having sex, no. Not on first date, not on second date, not on third date, not on fourth date, not on fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. How many dates? How many dates would you wait to make love to a woman? Honestly, I would have to wait till I'm at least, I would honestly like to say that I would like to stay, that I would also like to avoid sex until wed night, okay? But I also understand I'm 35, I'm not getting younger, so realistically my answer would be I would want to be in a relationship with somebody for at least, it has to be at least looking like it's heading towards seriousness. In other words, like this, I'm starting to say, this person could be a potential wife. So I would probably say that it would be at least 6 months, or even more so, at least maybe a year, or maybe more so, I would say we're engaged. Okay, well that's a lot of twists and turns there. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.